These acts of violence, rage, and disturbing behavior did not just start in 2025. His behavior was ongoing for years. He put his family through abuse for years. Hello, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. It might look a little chaotic back here. I do apologize. We're moving things around, but my background before was quite boring as it was just a wall. If you do have any case recommendations, please leave them down below. Today we'll be discussing the murder of Jeri Mains. I'm going to start by reading a little bit from Jeri's obituary. Jeri was the most devoted mother. She loved her children so much that in everything that she did, she put her children's consideration first. She had the most infectious smile. The first thing anyone mentions is how her smile lit up the room. Jeri didn't know a stranger. She would smile and start a conversation with anyone around her. Jeri loved her family and friends fiercely. She was the person you would want in your corner, as she would do everything for those she cared about. If she didn't know you and you needed help of any kind, she would be the first to offer a way to help. Outside of spending time with family and friends, Jeri enjoyed her job, various side jobs, shopping, and finding a great deal, going to amusement parks and spending time at the movie theaters with her children. Jeri was a great mother, but more importantly, Jeri was a great person. She was someone who always led with kindness. Jeri and her husband, Cecil Mains, had 4 children together. They had a 19-year-old son, a 17-year-old son, a 14-year-old daughter, and a 10-year-old daughter. On Saturday, December 28th, around 2:30 p.m., a 911 call was placed by their 19-year-old son. In the call, he stated that his father shot his mother twice. He told the dispatcher that his father shot his mother in the house and then followed her to the driveway and shot her one more time. In the background, the dispatcher heard another child saying that they're hiding. They were begging for help. The 19-year-old said that his mother had a restraining order against his father and that he couldn't live without her. When the officers arrived at the scene, they discovered Jeri's body in the driveway. It was confirmed that she has been shot twice in the chest. She was rushed to the hospital, but unfortunately, she succumbed to her injuries. Jeri was later pronounced deceased. These poor kids witnessed their father kill their mother. And guess what? Cecil, he fled the scene. The officers ended up arresting him the next day during a traffic stop, but he fled after traumatizing his whole family and killing the mother of his children. Now, things in their marriage, they haven't been good for a while, and Jeri was actually filing for divorce. Everything that we're going to discuss going forward about specific dates is alleged. On December 10th, Cecil punched Jeri's computer and poured hot chocolate on her. So we can tell early on that he has anger issues. Anyone who punches things or punches walls instead of walking away, cooling off, taking a breath before coming back and having a productive conversation in a healthy way, not just screaming at each other, but actually sitting down and communicating properly, is not an adult. This guy would rather cause damage to the house, to his wife's property, instead of growing up and handling his problems as a mature adult. People like him use their rage and their anger to intimidate people. They're trying to put fear into you. They need help. Throwing tantrums like this is an unacceptable form of behavior. And what's terrible about our society is that men and women in these situations that do try to leave end up becoming more in danger. When you're in the relationship, it's dangerous. When you're leaving, it's dangerous. It's almost more dangerous when you're leaving. It's like these cowards can feel the control slipping through their fingers, and it almost always escalates. If you're in this situation and you're trying to leave, please do not do it alone. If you're able to, I understand not everyone has people around them, a support system, but if you do, please get help when you're leaving. And that's from the police, your friends, your family. There could be a support group in your area. And just remember, if you are leaving or when you finally get out, these abusive partners will try to manipulate you to get you back into the relationship. They always say, I've changed, when they change for a couple days and it goes back to the same cycle. Please try to take care of yourself, protect yourself, because they don't care about you. We're now going to discuss the steps that Jeri took to leave this terrible man. And I say man, but what man treats a woman this way or anyone this way, right? On December 23rd, Cecil threatened to kill Jeri and himself, and this was due to Jeri filing for divorce. and he threatened her in a courthouse parking lot. On December 24th, just one day after his threats, Jeri sustained bruising and lacerations to her arm. And again, because instead of being a grown man who, handles his issues in a healthy manner, like getting his shit together, he lashes out and allegedly threw kitchen tongs at her. And any abuse is too much abuse. I don't care if it was kitchen tongs, a spoon, disgusting behavior. Allegedly, Cecil punched Jeri in the face in November, so just a month before his threats to take his life, her life, and throwing something at her, causing bruising and lacerations. Earlier in the year, he punched Jeri's truck's window, breaking it. And he's not only threatened to take his life in front of Jeri, but also in front of his 4 children. These acts of violence, rage, and disturbing behavior did not just start in 2025. His behavior was ongoing for years. He put his family through abuse for years. 3 days prior to this devastating crime that took Jeri's life, she continued to try to get away from him. On Christmas morning, Jeri would apply for a protective order against her husband. So instead of enjoying the holidays with her children, she's at a police station filing for protective order against her abusive husband. And remember, this is 3 days before he murdered her. And Jeri wasn't the only one afraid of what Cecil was capable of. His 4 children were terrified of him. They loved their mom so much, and they were so scared for her. These 4 children had to grow up with this terrible man and suffer through his abuse. He's a terrible father. We're now going to go back to December 28th, the day of the murder, and we're going to discuss what the 4 children went through. Most of the children saw their father enter their house when their mom wasn't home. The 10-year-old saw him grab the gun from the gun safe and conceal the weapon. When Jeri came home and found Cecil in their house, an argument began. And that's when the 10-year-old daughter saw her father point the gun at her mother, and she dialed 911. She heard gunshots, and she later found her mom laying in the driveway. The 14-year-old daughter heard her mother's screams when she was in her bedroom. She came out of her bedroom to see what was going on, and that's when she saw her dad pointing a gun at her mother. She heard the gunshot, went downstairs, and then she heard another gunshot outside. She called 911 and provided a description of what her father looked like, what he was wearing that day, and of his truck. She told the officers that there was another disturbance when her father threatened to kill them, as in the children. The 16-year-old reported to the police that he was in the house when his father arrived and took the gun from the gun safe. He saw his parents arguing and he saw his father pull out the handgun. He told the officers that his older brother, 19-year-old son, tried to intervene. The 16-year-old was scared, as were all the children in this situation, and he went to his room and didn't leave his room until the police arrived. The 19-year-old stated that he saw his parents arguing. He saw his father waving the handgun around. He tried to de-escalate the situation, and that's when he saw his father point the gun to his mother and shoot her in the chest. Now, they were arguing by the front door, and that's where she initially was shot. She then tried to flee, and Cecil followed her. The 19-year-old stated that he then followed his parents outside to the driveway, and that's where he saw his father shoot his mother a second time in the chest. The 19-year-old called 911 and then began trying to save his mother's life. And he continued to try to save his mother until first responders arrived. These incidents with their father's outbursts and threatening to cause harm to them happened multiple times. This disgusting human would constantly tell his children that he was going to hurt them, that he wanted to hurt them. Someone like him doesn't deserve to have children. He didn't deserve to have Jeri in his life. He did not deserve this beautiful family. This crime, the murder of Jeri, the kids witnessing it, the physical and mental abuse from their father. This is all going to impact these kids for the rest of their life. For his children's sake, I hope that he pleads guilty, and this is to avoid them having to relive this traumatic event, which I'm sure they have nightmares about, but time will only tell. This is an ongoing case, and if you would like me to continue updating you about it, let me know down below. As of now, he's being held without bond, and I hope he never gets out. My heart goes out to Jeri's family and these 4 children. That's all I have for you today. If you have any other case recommendations, please leave them down below. I hope you have a great day. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.